Excuse me, calling me an asshole does not make me a better person.
Please stop calling me an asshole.
It's not working, guys. Come on, try harder.
I'm still an asshole.
Okay, hello. This is the F Plus podcast. Okay, let's all be serious now, because we got terrible things, but we're going to read them with enthusiasm. In the room tonight, we've got Boots Rangier.
I hate aerospace museums.
Wow. Okay, sorry. Jimmyfranks.
I like spam calls.
Jack Chick.
I'm a 6'2", broad as a barn door guy who looks like a cartoon henchman.
Frank West.
Putting your clothes on right out of the shower is better than drying your body off first.
Shell Game.
I, 27M, seem to have been assaulted many more times than the average person.
And Lemon. Men are told they're not allowed to mad at women because it scares them. Absolutely no thought is given the other way around.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, right? I mean, right? Right? These are plain facts laid out in front of you. Just gotta deal with them. Hey, F Plus.
Hey, Lemon.
Hello.
Oh, Lemon.
Oh, hi, Lemon.
Hey, it's been a little while since I've talked to you people. How are you all doing?
I'm good.
There was a lot of stalling there. Were you trying to figure it out? Like, were you
Yeah, it just takes me so long to come
taking
to that
rectal
conclusion.
temperature? What is going on?
My parole officer has advised me not to answer that question.
That's fair. You know what? I've hung out with you before, and I feel like personal questions are to be avoided.
I'm just nervous about sharing my answers because I always feel like I get judged for them.
Well, yeah, and you do. Would you all consider yourselves part of the mainstream?
100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Oh. Wow. Well, first of all, I want to hear what mainstream music that Jack Chick listens to. But before that, Shell Game, you said you don't. You consider yourself like a little bit of a like an outsider, like sort of like a rebel, like a maverick.
Yeah, I'm very rebellious in the fact that I'm unemployable and constantly depressed.
Definitely. You know what I would say is that is a state that I find unusual.
I wouldn't have thought so originally, but apparently the United States government it thinks otherwise. So I'm just telling you what they're saying to me.
Well, we're gonna go to a place with some freaky deakies.
Oh, thank God.
Some independent thinkers.
Oh, yes.
Some wild cards.
People who the game Neon White are made for, that's
loose
for Frank.
cannons.
Some loose cannons for sure. You're absolutely right.
People who are not here to be friends, but are here to be number one.
Yeah. We're going to be going to a place. You're going to like it. It's called Reddit.com.
Oh boy, that's the opposite of a place I'd like.
Have we been there, Lemon?
I think we might have been there before. Let me look at the F Plus tag cloud, because I do know that there's a Reddit tag, and I wonder if there's any other tag that has been more popular than the Reddit tag. Let's see. The number one tag... Well, actually, this isn't surprising. The number one tag on the F Plus is fetishes. So that
weird.
we would probably assume. Number two, actually, nerds. Number four is thanks, Montreth. But we
Montreth is 7 tags more popular than Reddit.
Exactly. Yeah. 30 episodes.
As she should be.
30 episodes with the Reddit tag. Reddit tied with another tag called "The Internet Isn't Helping." Anyway, we're going to go to Reddit, and this is a fun little niche, really special little corner of Reddit called r/unpopular opinion. So this is where people share their unpopular opinions on Reddit, and we'll see what the results are like. Probably really good.
Yeah.
So let's actually start with you, Jack Chick.
Hi.
I would love to have, on the internet, what I would love to have is a video game opinion. That would be amazing. Would love a video game opinion. Do you think that you could share Advanced Tangelo's video game opinion?
I think I can, yeah. I'm a little surprised that there is a video game opinion on the internet, but I mean, we'll go with it.
Surprising. You know what? And I clicked on this post and I saw a picture of a Doge, so like I don't even know what's going on. What is this strange place?
Seriously. Multiplayer is killing video games and sucking the joy out of them. Single player and local co-op are far the superior options. Video games have become...
Nobody should beat me at Mario Kart!
Video games have become all about competition and getting the flashiest new upgrades or spending hundreds of dollars every cycle only to have your achievements washed away at the end of each one.
Have become. Okay.
Every forum is filled with hardcore players who do their best to ruin the game for those new to it, and the idea of coming home to relax to video games is dead in the water.
That's right, BLP.IT. Post your Frogger score, and Frank West will make fun of you for it.
I'll come to your house and I will beat your Frogger score.
That is
leave.
actually true. I have an arcade cabinet in my house. More than once, Frank West has come over, seen a game that he's never seen before, in order to put a high score on my machine that I have to fucking deal with.
Yes. And I pick the games he likes.
He does. Asshole.
Does Lemon like Snacks and Jackson?
I do like Snacks and Jackson.
It's Tapper.
Games used to be about the story more than the mechanics and the competition. You know, the deep story of Qbert. All the big companies are now running after the online money, while good, story-driven games are pushed under the radar and independent artists are being killed by lack of support.
As opposed to in the 90s, when there wasn't such a thing as an independent video game.
Well, yeah, how would you kill them if they didn't exist?
Yeah, but like in the 90s, like there was the stories, like the story of, you know, Wayne's World, the video game, the story of Bart versus the Space Mutants.
Oh, yeah.
Really good stories.
Yeah, stories about the little guys overcoming
I was just
large
thinking,
adversaries.
You know, the story of Doom, right? You know? Yeah, you got a pistol, you got to shoot these things.
It's pretty straightforward. He looks to the left, he looks to the right.
Since none of you have read the Doom comic.
He bleeds a lot.
It's done.
He does bleed a lot. Anyway, keep going.
Tons of franchises like FIFA, COD, NFS, and Halo that used to be great are now terrible in the campaign.
What?
Oh.
The story of FIFA?
Yeah.
There once was a man who played soccer.
FIFA used to be all about the stories and that I would make up stories when I was a child, but I no longer do.
I played a lot of FIFA 97, and it had very, very limited number of commentary voice lines. So, and I was bad at it. So it very, very frequently would tell me that was about as useful as a chocolate teapot.
Good line. All right.
It's a good line.
Meanwhile, games like Fortnite, Valorant, and Apex are so hyper-competitive they have sucked the joy out of gaming.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Every time I see an old title or a AAA studio come out with the words multiplayer in the description, I feel a sense of dread now.
Then just don't do that.
You know, I had to check the post because I wanted to know when this was made because, you know, this is an opinion I did once hold as a 17-year-old who had no friends. And this was made 9 months ago.
By a 17-year-old who has no friends. What's your point?
More than likely.
Well, most of their posts are, in fact, almost every single one of their posts is in Harry Potter fanfiction subreddits, so they're probably about 45.
Yeah.
Hey, F+!
Hello.
Podcasts are boring!
Yeah, they are.
That's a hot
Well,
take.
all right, pack it in, boys.
My name's The Tavern. I've said it. Podcasts are boring. I'm tired of people I watch on YouTube constantly trying to push their podcast. So I watch them talk on YouTube, which is great, because face cam. Then they're a podcast, and I'm like, jerk-off motion, right? I watch people for their commentary, yeah, but also to watch gameplay. I don't want to watch three guys sit around a table or talk over Skype for 4+ hours about things I couldn't care less about, which is the definition of a podcast as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, also, I mean, that's why they're not on YouTube?
Well, okay. You were talking about D&D podcasts, right?
Oh, right. Oh,
Yeah.
right, sorry.
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
D&D podcast, sure, that's good. I like those because those are more like listening to a book.
No, they're not.
I've fucking never seen a book before in my life. I've never picked up a book. I've never opened a book. Anyway, D&D podcasts are more listening to a book than just listen to three guys talk amongst themselves. What's the appeal of a podcast? There isn't one. Like, I really like. Scene.
Nobody's ever figured out why they listen to them.
There isn't one.
I just keep doing this. I can't stop.
We're going to have to edit
yeah.
this out. All our listeners are going to hear this and be like, what the fuck am I doing? And they'll just stop.
Oh no, our podcast riches! Stop! No.
I'm going to go have to back to work in the mines.
For 12 years, none of us have been enjoying this, and we just haven't noticed. Unless you really like the POV of being an eavesdropper on a group of friends for several hours at a time.
Yeah, so what if
Nobody
I
it
do?
means I
Nobody
get
likes
to
hanging out with
pretend I have
friends, do they? Anyway, and my hate and complete disinterest in them, which is two feelings you can have at the same time, is only amplified by the fact that every couple of videos I watch, there's an ad out of nowhere trying to get me to watch the podcast.
Why?
The podcast
What
of
are
the video?
you watching?
What?
What are you watching?
I'm watching all YouTube channels from podcast networks. I'm watching the Your Mom's House YouTube channel. I'm watching I don't know, something with Mark Maron farting.
Oh, yeah,
It's all
okay, I
really
can see
good.
it.
It's all really
murders,
good.
Probably murders.
Probably murders. Yeah, some
I
murders
do
for
love the
sure.
murder YouTube.
For sure, like there's a YouTube video I like where they're like, "Hey, there's a show from the '90s. We're gonna watch it." That's good. Love that format, by the way. Please keep making those shows. Anyway, because I can't think of anything more boring. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to back up here. So here's the question that they're saying in the YouTube video. They say, "Why haven't you have been watching my new podcast with Jerry and Nate?" So that's what they say to me, the listener, and then I, in front of YouTube, say, "Because I can't think of anything more boring than listening to you talk about inside jokes and your work week with two people I don't even watch normally." And then I'm like, "You burnt." And then they're like, "Whoosh."
So, like, you know you're not obligated to just watch every YouTube video, right?
Okay.
It says watch next.
Okay, you got me.
There's not even a fucking question mark there. Listen, Jack Chick, I gotta follow orders. Semper Fi.
Fair enough. My apologies.
This post was probably too long, so TLDR, watching people talk each other is boring. Yep.
But that's what. Okay.
Jimmyfranks, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
I understand that, Jimmyfranks, I understand that you like, comic books and sort of like nerdy things.
Oh, yep.
And to that end, one of these two things is probably overrated, and I'd like to know which. Jimmyfranks, are Marvel and DC heroes and villains overrated? Or is Doctor Who boring and massively overrated?
I mean, one of them is like the highest grossing thing of all time.
Sure.
So It's probably Marvel and DC.
All right. Marble and DC.
Marvel and DC.
Marble Run and DC Comics.
Hello, believers. That's what he said. That's what the guy said, right?
It's just Superman and Batman playing with marbles. I watched that.
I would watch that. I love Marvel.
Cute. And then they kiss at the end, though, right? Can I kiss at the end, please?
No,
They
this
kiss.
isn't Doctor Who.
Okay. Well, tell me about it there, Mystery Missile misspelled.
It's me, Mystery Missile. I've watched a few of these types of movies, most recently The Dark Knight, and just find it massively...
9 months ago.
Yeah. Don't spoil it for me. And I find it massively cringeworthy. This might just be because I don't enjoy popular movies. They always seem so self-centered and incompetent. This might be because I lack it, but their confidence in what they think and are doing is just writing.
Are you going to?
What was that? What was that word?
Sorry, I just had a
Are
stroke.
you going to parties with popular movies? Is that the problem?
Listen, Lemon, it's
They're
just
making me smoke drugs.
it's just downright irritating.
Downright down, right.
You got to put it. Yeah, put in the secret code. Downright down, right.
This is how you unlock good Reddit.
Watching people on social media, most prominently Endgame, posting all these memes, spoilers, and testimonials on how amazing it is was one of the most tiresome times to have been on social media. To be clear, it's typically the franchises that I can't watch or get behind. So
I mean, it sounds.
they're on board with like Meteor Man and The Rocketeer and those movies that don't have sequels.
Yeah, Mystery Man.
Yeah, that was great.
Well, that was a good movie.
More of that, please.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh wait, no, then it would be a franchise. No more.
Janine Garofalo bold. There were some close-ups on Greg Kinnear.
No, seriously.
Ben Stiller.
This post was made 9 months ago. Just picture yourself in the summer of 2021 and be like, "Ugh, the most tiring thing right now is people on Twitter talking about Marvel movies."
You know what? But I feel for this person specifically because this person is like, oh man, I remember there was this time period where like I found myself on social media networks and I was annoyed by other people's posts. And like, that sucks. Like, could you imagine? Like, could you imagine if that happened to you? That'd be terrible. Shell game.
Yes.
This first section, by the way, I did forget to mention it, but this is another in a series of documents provided to us by Doctor Interrogative. It's a good name. It is a good content submitter. Thank you so much, Doctor Interrogative, for this post. But this first section here was called "I'm Superior for Disliking a Popular Thing." And the second section here is called "Stop Holding Me Accountable for My Actions."
Oh boy.
So to that end, what you got for us?
I do have a question. Would you like me to read from the document or from Reddit?
Yeah, you.
Because I get different results if I go straight to Reddit.
Whichever tickles your fancy.
All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and read, okay, so here's my title. You should never be banned for using slurs in a video game. Just issue a temporary or permanent mute, depending on the severity of it. Now, here's the body of my post. Cool. Sorry, this post has been removed by the moderators of r/Unpopular Opinion. Moderators remove posts from feeds for a variety of reasons, including keeping community safe, civil, and true to their purpose.
But Shell Game, if you can go to the document and sort of like pull back the veil, I would be curious.
Yes, well, let us turn back time and see what it was that Dead HC Taco wanted to say.
I'm one dead hardcore taco.
Issuing an in-game mute would remove 100% of the individual's toxic behavior.
Wow.
So just issue a mute instead of completely removing, instead of completely removing the person from the game. With Discord on PC and party chat on console, this would let the person continue to play with their friends.
Right, but we don't want them to continue to play with their friends. We don't want them to continue to play with anybody.
Hey, you, the person using lots of racial slurs. Stop that. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oops.
Yes, no, this would not cause...
Forgiveness, please.
Yes, they would no longer cause any issues for random players and potentially let the company continue to make money from microtransactions / DLC from that person. Here's a little context if you're not really following. One of my friends got banned from a game for calling somebody a kafuck-fuck-tee. That happened to be a girl streamer.
Just happened to be.
Just happened to be.
We didn't know this. We didn't know this until after he said it. Obviously, we would have called her something completely different if we had known.
Right.
We would have called her.
Obviously,
We would have called her a twat or perhaps a bitch.
She then clipped him saying it, reported him, and had her chat do the same, resulting in his ban. I think this is a complete joke, and at the worst, he should be given a temporary in-game mute for breaking the game's vague rules of keep it appropriate. Not a ban for an unspecified amount of time.
That's fair. You know, I don't know if I could tell you, like, I've recently started a new job, and it's the first job that I've had in literally, like, 12 years that's actually had an HR department. And there was no specific rule telling me not to call people a cunt. And then when they called me and I was like, whoa, I'm sorry, that's not work-appropriate behavior. Write this shit down. I don't know.
Look, I didn't know that she was a bitch. I just would have called her something else. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry you were offended.
That's fair. She is a cunt, though. That's fair. Okay. So cool. That was a good opinion. Thank you so much, Shell Game, for sharing.
You're welcome. I'm glad you like my opinion.
Good opinion. Check. The very next one in the thread, in the doc. The very next one. Please take that.
Righty?
It's great. Yeah. Please defend this statement in the document.
I can't believe Jack Chick believes this.
Until someone is convicted of a crime, it is wrong to fire them from a job or blacklist them.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I was skipping. I actually skipped one. I'm so sorry. The very next one. The very next one. It's much better. It's much better.
I believe Jack.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
All right. Let's talk about safe and healthy workplaces, Jack Chick.
No.
So I think men should be able to touch any female colleague at any time without any consequences.
I bet you do think that. They laid below me.
Like 4 of them at one time, like a Simon game.
I'm going to get a lot of personal attacks because of the sentence above, but please let me explain myself. I've had at a few different jobs where I would find myself surrounded by female colleagues.
Oh, wait, okay, hold on. I'm starting to understand your point of view.
I've had the urge to touch them inappropriately, but of course, I abstain from doing so because of rules and regulations with my colleagues. But why should that withhold us? Why do these lousy rules and standards exist? I think those rules exist so men and women don't get distracted by each other, which results in more productivity.
That's right. That's why women should work in a completely different building.
Hey, Reddit, why do rules exist?
I bet this guy has really good opinions about the age of consent as well.
Well,
I think
I
that
guess I am being detained.
I think that way of thinking is entirely wrong. A bit of sexual exchange can lead to great bonding between colleagues and result in a better work ethic. This can eventually lead to better results and, of course, colleagues that enjoy going to work. Please keep it civil in the comments so I can hear your thoughts on this clearly and show my point of view.
You know,
Now, ladies.
you know, they say they.
I
if
know
you
you're
enjoy,
all clearly on your time of the month, but
They say if you enjoy what you do, you never work a day in your life. But what if you're horny for what you do? What then?
But I'm trying to get rid of that completely, all the gossiping and tension. You don't gossip about things that are regular to you. That's what I'm trying to achieve here.
oh, you're
Hey,
trying to
listen, man,
fix
you
it.
suck, but I got something more important I want to complain about. Stopping in traffic for a funeral to pass through is ridiculous. This is Ezio the Eagle. Hey, it shouldn't,
Ezio the Eagle.
listen, it shouldn't be a thing.
hey!
There's a time and place to get your quiet moment during the funeral with your friends and loved ones. The highway where people are going 70 miles per hour is not that place. All right?
Okay, but that's okay. Never mind.
What?
That's fine.
What? I shouldn't be
you're right.
forced to be a part of your ceremony, especially for someone I didn't even know. Let me keep driving because you're creating a traffic jam, bud. Yeah.
Frank West, what do you got?
Oh, I'm Shy Guy LH. I am from the South, and I absolutely agree with you.
Uh-huh.
It is no one's business to dictate to me how I show respect, spend my time, or why I'm supposedly in such a hurry. My time is my time to spend on what or whom I feel like spending it on. How dare you force your time on me this way, especially on the road when I have somewhere to be. There are people who are so self-righteous about this. Ask them. Did they attend the funeral? Did they stop by the house of the mourning family members and spend time with them in their home? Or over a lunch or such? To me, those are...
Okay,
Did they do inappropriate things?
literally, you either show somebody all respect or you show somebody no respect.
Yes.
Yeah, Lemon. You've seen the 24-hour news cycle. There are two things. In all circumstances, there are two things.
Villains and the other thing.
Villains.
Tonight on Crossfire, should we allow funerals... should we allow people going to funerals to run other people over? Or should we murder them all? We have a guess for both sides.
It says here that you're concerned about global warming, yet you've been in a plane before. So which is it?
You know, it would seem to me that slowing down for a funeral procession is actually contributing more of these greenhouse gases you seem so concerned with. So which is it?
Speaking to someone face to face and offering your sympathy, a shoulder, a hug, etc. Now that is meaningful. Cool. Someone stopped or didn't stop. Someone whose face we'll never see. Big deal.
Someone who we ran off the road and the casket went flying out. Who cares?
When people are going by in a funeral procession, force them to pull over so you can hug them.
Rebecca, let's focus on the times that I didn't cheat on you.
Hey, my name's Fine, whereas 8017 or something.
Good name.
Yeah.
Before
And
we
here's
move
my
on,
and here's
before we move on, I do want to address, because I've seen a few of these where there's an edit where someone comes out and they've just done a 180 because they're tired of being called an asshole.
Okay.
It's just, like this, like a Christmas Carol moment where they've seen the error of their ways.
And Zuzu called me an asshole.
Turns out.
You, boy, what day is it? It's the funeral day, sir. I'm not too late. Except there's still time.
Except they're never really turning around. They're just like, well, I don't really care about this opinion.
That's true. That's true. The needle moved just a little bit, and then it moved right back.
Thus proving what a useless subreddit this is, yes.
Everybody on Reddit is always just standing still and just moving goalposts around arbitrarily.
I gotta say, that would actually be a funner game of soccer. Like, literally the ball is in the middle of the field.
Wait,
and then each player gets their own goal.
every person has to T-pose at all times. It's a goalpost.
Oh, so good.
You know, I might actually be interested in soccer now.
This will be sports at the next F Plus Live.
We haven't done sports since volleyball.
That's right. Yep.
Anyway, fine. Whereas 8071, background checks should not exist. It is just so upsetting that I worked hard to do well out of the test, do well in the interview, and do well to pass the physical fitness test, just to fail the background check. You could spend tens of thousands of hours on working towards getting a job, only for a background check to fail you. It is insane that a few seconds is more important than thousands of hours of hard work.
What few seconds you talking about there, Whereas? What few things happened in those seconds? Is there anything interesting or perhaps newsworthy in those seconds?
Oh, well, just, I don't know, I may have posted this in the past. Is it possible to get a waiver for self-harm if you revealed during the TS clearance process that you committed an unreported violent crime? Will that cause you to get kicked out of the military?
Right, but in order to find that, Doctor Interrogative had to do a background check.
That is true. Oh, thank you, Doctor Interrogative.
Most heinous of all things.
I just want to point out before we move on from this.
Yeah.
I have already fallen down a rabbit hole of this person having a series of alternate accounts and their own subreddit tracking them.
Oh, their own subreddit?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
r/Snoovor tracker. And I'm going to stop that for now, or I just won't talk for the rest of the episode.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, imagine, like, wow, what a purgatory it would be to be, like, Reddit famous. Like, to be like a, like, Chris Cantelmo sort of figure. That just sounds horrific.
Sorry, I found the list of the 532 known accounts this person has used.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Wow. Okay. Close that window. We got a document. This next section is called Why a Society is Filled with Losers, parentheses, no, not me, of course. Why would you even think that? And before we get into that document, this is something that Boots found just before we hit record. So Frank West, do you want to take this opinion, please?
This is a good one.
I'm part Sacklow 2001.
Only part Sacklow.
Part Sacklow. On my mother's side. Being bad at every video game you play is proof that you are not an intelligent human. Sorry, that you are a not intelligent human.
Yay! Yay!
Oh, I've heard this one a few times.
While being bad at some games is totally normal, not being able to play any video game at an at least decent level just tells me that you are stupid.
How do you determine that, though? Do you have like an exhaustive panel of tests for every person?
No, like
tell.
have you ever taken the LSAT? they're like,
haven't.
How many Chivos you got?
Some.
The loser statistical analysis test? Besides the mechanical skills, almost every game requires strategy, decision-making, communication and cooperation, and developing good habits and quitting bad habits. Mechanical skills.
Like grinding on a video game for 300 hours.
That's about dedication.
Like calling a woman a cunt.
That's
also about dedication.
Like I will say that like one of those times when I hit Alt F4 and then I go, fuck, I have been playing Satisfactory for the last 13 hours. I then go, that was a good habit that I developed.
Yes.
I am glad that I have that life skill.
And I can also tell you, as someone who has been competitive at several video games, I often found myself looking around at my fellow competitors and going, what a smart bunch. What a bunch of super smart people I'm
Wow,
with.
look what good habits they've all formed.
I'm so glad we're all here performing all the good habits we are.
Oh man, during this break from this person competitively playing video games, this person is playing a different video game.
Yeah, that person, not me, certainly. Mechanical skill shows reaction levels and the coordination your hands, or body in general, have with your brain. Because that's how that works. Figuring out the strategy of a game by experience shows your quick learning ability and your creativeness. Choosing the right decision most of the time means you have great on-the-spot decision-making skills. Communicating and cooperating with the team, regardless if the team is communicating directly with you or you have to figure out what they want to do by their body language, it's like the way they move or they ping, etc.
Oh, right.
Is something not many can do at a high level. Realizing what habits are good for you and what habits are harming you is also a life-changing skill and shows the ability to learn from your own mistakes and the mistakes of others. All of the above are traits of intelligent people. If you are bad at video games, you probably do not have these traits or soft skills, which means that you do not have common traits with intelligent people. So when you are bottom 10% of the player base on more than 3 to 4 games...
The bear plate.
You are fucking dumb. Sorry, brother.
Oh, are you telling this to your brother?
The most top rated response to this isn't funny, but it was posted by Lurd McTurd III.
So I looked up this guy, and you may be surprised to know that he really likes League of Legends.
Okay.
Oh.
And also offensive fucking comments about women.
What? Wait a minute.
And League of Legends?
I know.
Wait a minute. Is it possible to be a gamer and have weird opinions about women?
This guy's the CEO.
It's
of
hard,
Riot.
but I manage it.
And a lot of comments on r/Greece.
Like
Yeah, he appears to be
guy,
a Greek natural.
This guy definitely has like an executive position at Riot.
And just keeps getting raises too.
Yeah.
Activision Blizzard keeps trying to poach him. Okay, so this section, once again, why is society filled with losers? Let's see. Let's go with, I think we're going to go with this one. Check Chick.
Hello.
This looks like a hot box of intelligence. You are deleted for some reason, but you still got yourself 3.6 thousand upvotes.
Good. Great. Okay.
So, oh man, I'm going to see that same Doge on every page. I love this website so much.
Yeah. Someone might have paid money to make you see that Doge. I'm not sure if that's one of the things that costs money.
Society has become too focused on rights and has completely ignored responsibilities, and it's not okay.
Oh.
Okay,
Hi.
so you are my middle school gym teacher. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I was wearing a weight belt every day. Do you still do that?
What? That's a look. So I'm Y1I8.
Yep.
Everywhere you go, people talk about wanting to be free, fighting for their rights. All you see on the internet is rights and freedom being flashed so brightly in everyone's face, they have literally become blind to the other half of the situation.
That is all I see on the internet. That's true.
Our society has completely... No, all you see on the internet is bad colors. Our society has completely forgot about the importance of responsibility. And the fact that responsibility is where meaning is to be found. People say they want to have freedom to do what they want, and that we should fight for our rights, but that is not what they want, and deep down they know it. The mainstream media perpetually focuses on how people are oppressed and how unfairly minorities are treated in Western society and all that garbage.
Are you about to turn around your chair and talk to me about Jesus?
I'm not saying no.
Well, I mean, if you did it now, it'd be silly.
I would like to clarify that I believe our society is flawed and corrupt in so many ways. More ways than you could imagine.
Well, okay.
But for us to claim that all corruption lies in the hands of people at the topic is foolish beyond belief.
What?
Get at the hot topic.
Yep. It's all the
I don't know, they're pretty powerful.
It's all the emos that are keeping us down. They've got too much eyeliner. They can't be stopped. People fail to understand that a part of the reason their life sucks is because of the arbitrary tribulations of life. You were born at a certain time, certain location, certain parents, all for arbitrary reasons. Part of it because our societies are flawed, and part of it is because it's your fault. The mainstream media that pushes these ideas that we are oppressed and need our rights and all that garbage fail to understand that it's part of life's misfortune is because of the individual's inadequacies. The blame is put solely on the corruption of the state or capitalism or whatever economic system you happen to be embedded in. Or the patriarchy or any of these other major social factors, but never stop to think to themselves, how is it that I am contributing to my own suffering, and therefore put the blame at the feet of other people, completely avoiding any and all responsibility.
Wait, but you also said...
That's true. I definitely did not spend 15 years thinking that.
Like when the Buddha said, "Fuck you, got mine."
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I mean, ultimately, I think that people just have forgotten the teachings of supply-side Jesus.
God damn it.
Yes, Boots?
Thanks again, Elf Rankin.
Do they not know that meaning is to be found in responsibility? Too much freedom and rights is just chaos. Are they not aware that their rights are my responsibility and that my rights are their responsibility? All it is just rights. And
Are they?
How about you bear a load?
Oh, you know it.
And do something difficult. How about you do something for more than just yourself? How about you carry a load big enough to justify your miserable and wretched existence so that you don't lay in bed and have to ask yourself if all of this is really worth it? Of course you're oppressed. You are oppressed in more ways than you can count. You have been oppressed and belittled and undermined and denigrated and neglected and hurt and lied to and betrayed and stepped on, and this whole world has conspired to create victimized you. You have a near infinite number of reasons to be bitter and resentful. The problem is that if you act it out, you make everything infinitely worse. So how about you don't do that? How about you transcend your suffering?
Act what out?
Just fucking be cool. Just like shut up about it. Just like,
what does responsibility mean?
just like stop it.
He has no fucking idea.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, now it makes sense now.
Jimmyfranks, you had an opinion you wanted to share, didn't you?
Yeah. A declaration that nobody's better than anyone else is simultaneously a declaration that self-improvement is impossible.
Well, I'm sure you'll just...
I believe it was Ludwig von Mises who once said to Ayn Rand,
Oh, God damn
I'm not sure what kind of person I am.
I love that libertarians like cannot go a fucking sentence without identifying. Like, that's self-identifying.
I also love that they don't know this.
They sure don't.
What are you talking about? Look, all I did was talk about age of consent laws. Why do you assume I'm a libertarian?
How can you tell I am libertarian by what I am typing?
Anyhow, you have the Ludwig von Mises once said, "You have the courage to tell the masses what no politician told them. You are inferior, and all the improvements in your conditions, which you simply take for granted, you owe to the effort of men who are better than you." Now, hearing this, a lot of people are indignant, as if some moral indictment was made against them. It's because they can't deny the inequality. And though they declare themselves equal to those who are actually their betters, they can never fully convince themselves that this is so.
But the trees can't help their feelings if they like the way they're made.
Anyhow, accordingly, Mises' statement calls attention to their fraudulent vanity, inherent self-image, containing an implicit accusation of what we might call spiritual embezzlement.
Oh. Are we... is that what we're calling
That's
it?
what I'm calling it.
Cool.
Oh.
Cool. Yep.
Thus, the reason they feel indignant is not that there's any moral indictment inherent to recognizing someone's superiority, but precisely because they refuse to recognize it.
Oh.
See how that works?
Oh, no.
Now, 1 + 1 = 3. Yeah.
Yeah, just give in. Just give in. It's fine.
This does not mean they ought to simply settle down and accept such an inequality, though this certainly is a valid option available to them.
That's precisely what that means.
It's not to say that they should. They should.
Yeah. But if they find themselves envious of the superiority of the other, they should themselves strive to match it, to become their equal, or indeed to surpass them. Oh. You see, in any case, they are not owed it. If they wish to equal the people who are currently their betters, they must make it happen by their own efforts to better themselves. And by that same token, we must conclude that a declaration that everyone is equal must simultaneously be a declaration that self-improvement is impossible.
That's not how that works.
So why is that?
That's not a conclusion that's reached by your fucking preceding statements.
Listen, I am experiencing. I'm in shock. I've hit my head earlier.
Listen, Jack Chick. Like, this person knows how fucking shit works. You, number one, think things. Number two, typing.
Yeah, like okay, well, I came up with this conclusion, and now I came up with some stuff to support it. But it doesn't actually correlate to what my conclusion is. So
Yep.
So science.
Oh shit! It is science.
All I want to say is, if you are equal to everyone else, both before and after the fact, in what sense have you improved? Improved yourself, Jack Chick? Yeah.
Well, for one,
I mean, your point is more confusing than it is
for
unassailable.
one, when I was 13, I identified as a libertarian, and I grew the fuck out of that.
I want to say so while Jimmyfranks was reading there, I've been looking at the post history of Cal Cipher. 10 years on Reddit. It's not going well. It's not a healthy mind, and it's not a mind improving. But we can see here a post from 9 months ago, and we see like what would be, sort of like a very clear libertarian bent that is no longer Kel Cipher's raison d'etre. Kel Cipher no longer drinking from that particular Kool-Aid. Kel Cipher is now a monarchist. So good. So, I mean, it's more esoteric. It's funner. I feel like it's a funner, stupid political belief than libertarianism.
I would argue it is in fact the same political belief as libertarianism.
Yes.
Anyway. Jack Chick, what do you got there?
Sure. Spelling and grammatical errors on a post should never happen.
Oh, well, Solved.
Well,
Why?
What if
You should always take time to review your posts for spelling and grammatical errors. Everyone has a phone that will correct spelling and thus has the function of being able to look up grammar if needed. There is no excuse for your post to read like a 3-year-old wrote it. The obvious exception would be people whose first language is not the one being spoken.
Or written. Because you're not speaking, you're talking about grammatical.
It's just a minor grammar error. Never mind that.
That's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. This next section is called "Bad Things Are Good, Good Things Are Bad."
Oh, can I?
Okay.
Can I?
Those are, you got it. Go for it.
Good. Great. Hi, I'm Rich Geo. Yeah. And hear me out, because this is going to sound not very good when I say it.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, sure. We don't know anything about each other. I don't want to predefine.
Okay, it's gonna not sound great, but I'm sure all the words that I say after are gonna help. So, nuclear bombs are a positive thing to happen to humanity. Hear me out.
Okay. I feel like there's certain spheres of humanity that have had their lives dissipated.
Can we call them mushrooms?
By nuclear bombs.
Can they be more mushroom
well,
shaped?
sure.
I guess they could be mushrooms. Certain swaths of humanity that I feel like have had their lives lessened by nuclear bombs. But go on.
Yeah, but all of them are pretty biased. That's a very biased opinion.
I mean, I've got these scales here, and yes, there are a lot on the right side. I think that the left side is about to get filled a little more.
Okay. So almost every global superpower currently has a hold of one or more nuclear bombs. The existential threat in the 20th century was further exacerbated by this. There have been numerous times where a total nuclear war could have happened, and all of humanity would have succumbed to their greatest destructive invention. But it didn't happen.
Okay. But completely do you know anything about the Cuban Missile Crisis?
It did.
Yeah, do you know anything about Duga? Do you know? Okay, never mind. Shut up.
Nothing happened.
Okay, nothing. Nothing happened.
Well, we're all still here, aren't we?
Yeah,
that's true. Nothing.
I just think that this post has aged so well. What with the current thing happening in Ukraine.
Yeah. In my opinion, nuclear bombs are a positive thing to happen to humanity. All superpowers unanimously agree that a nuclear war must be avoided at all costs.
Okay. And then the building of the nuclear bombs was them agreeing more vociferously.
Yeah.
Yes.
Each bomb is a new vote for yes.
It's like an art installation where you kind of look at it and you go, I understand now.
The giving bomb.
They do not use nuclear weapons in fear of their enemies using them too, and so this prevents any direct conflicts being between said global superpowers. Thus, nuclear weapons existing prevents them to go to war.
That's true. The end of war.
Yeah.
The end of war. No more war.
We will probably...
No, I have never been invaded personally, so I feel like there's not... I don't hear about it, you know?
Don't worry, I've hedged this. We will probably not witness a nuclear war, and neither another world war, because it would seal the fate of humanity.
So,
damn, we finally saved humanity.
So, what happens hypothetically if a group that isn't a national superpower should happen to get some nuclear weapons? What then?
Then they will also agree. The fact that they have the nuclear bombs, it's sort of like you go oh man, it would be cool to have a nuclear bomb. And once you get the nuclear bomb, you're like, that's not very good. I don't like that.
If there's one thing everyone worldwide can agree upon, it's geopolitical conflict.
I mean, it's like how you give somebody advice about parenting, and they're like, hey, you have a kid yet? No? Then you don't know. It's the same with nuclear bombs.
I will say, when other people have opinions about parenting, yeah, no, share those.
The real challenge, though, is all these countries blowing up when they do their bomb reveal parties.
Yeah. And not only, I feel so good about this, I abort dat fetus for Wyatt.
Oh, hello, abort dat fetus!
Hi, it's me, abort dat fetus!
How was the Guar show that you were at yesterday?
Really appreciated the carnage! And agreed. Here's an even hotter take. Nuclear bombs were a positive thing to happen to Japan in the 40s. Because without them, the Allies would have had to invade by land the old-fashioned way, and a lot more Japanese people would have died because of it. Hey, everybody, I'm your uncle. Those things ended in the biggest war in history virtually overnight. That's good for everyone involved.
We could just not invite Uncle Dan to Thanksgiving.
I think we could. I think we actually could not invite Uncle Dan. That's a good point.
Hey, isn't the holidays coming up?
I appreciate you saying that.
It'll be great to see you all again.
Uncle Dan, I'm going to need you to just take a step back. We're just having a conversation
don't
about
mind me.
Thanksgiving.
I just love how confidently wrong this guy is.
So there's a bunch more things in this thread. We've got the bad things are good things are bad section. There's a whole bunch more that Doctor Interrogative put in here. For example, there was one called "I think some amount of gatekeeping is good." Eating dogs is no worse than eating other animals. I like this one. The thread isn't as funny as the title is, but the title is funny. I salute you if you're a scalper. Like every time I'm by the stadium, huzzah!
Sending messages to people.
No, but well done.
Sending messages to people on eBay selling PS5s. Like, I salute you. Thank you for your service.
So good. Yeah, like when I'm walking around downtown and like a guy like physically puts his hand on my shoulder to try to sell me Twins tickets, I'm like, thank you. I'm so glad you exist. Anyway, so that was I salute you if you're a scalper. Another one's called I love mandated attire uniforms.
Okay.
Guy loves uniforms. Just loves uniforms.
People criticize capitalism because they don't invest.
Also very good. And as a special gift to me, Doctor Interrogative gave Minnesota is easily the worst state in America.
Easily.
Yeah. That was posted by Goddamn Heather.
Well, goddamn, Heather.
Imagine imagine the day when Goddamn Heather finds out Utah exists.
No, she just every day what she does is she drives from Texas to Tennessee, and she goes through Mississippi, and she's like, "This place fucking rules." Anyway, okay, so the last section in this document is called "Why Yes, Milady, I Only Indulge in the Classiest of Fetishes."
Yay.
Great.
Okay. So I have Shell Game. I have one for you. I have one for you, and it's about partially clothed artificial women. So which one would you like to read here? I have a post by Mr. Meme Lord, cool guy.
Oh, God.
And that post is called "Women in Full Armor Are More Attractive Than Half Naked RPG Armor." Yeah. And then the other post is called "Seeing Somebody Get Dressed is Hotter Than Seeing Somebody Get Naked."
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go with the first one.
Okay. You're probably right to have taken the first one. I feel like the first one is funnier, but the one thing that we'd be missing out, and the other thing is just to know that there's seeing somebody naked gets hotter as somebody that's seeing somebody naked. The first reply is by Teddy Bear Dom.
Well, sorry, Teddy Bear Dom.
Anyway, so you're deleted, and share your opinion on women's sexuality, I guess.
Women in full armor are more attractive than that half-naked RPG armor that only covers the jiggly bits. You know the armor I mean. It's in every fantasy/RPG movie/game. The women's armor is always practically non-existent. Only a little bit over the tits and groin area, and that's supposed to be sexy. And sure, like, I get it. Seeing a woman almost naked is great and all, but in my opinion, seeing a woman character actually wearing a full set of armor that covers everything is way more sexy. And maybe I'm just too analytical, but when I see that armor, that's hardly armor at all. It breaks my immersion and exposes the fakeness of the world. When I consume fantasy worlds, I want to believe that it's actually real when I'm playing, but I can't do that when something just breaks that so badly. Like, please start giving them full armor more often.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like one thing that like I personally rank my pornographic video games by is realism.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you get it. Thank you.
What do you got there, Jimmy?
This is the large Jew. And I got a spicy take here. Getting shit on by a bird is initially satisfying.
Oh boy!
I hear you.
Getting shit on by a bird.
I hear you, Doubting Thomas, and hear me out. It is not like I go looking to get shit on.
Well,
Naysayers.
fine,
Now,
I guess I'll
honestly, hasn't happened for a good 10 years or so, but this was recently brought up in conversation, and I only recalled the fond memory of the initial pooping.
Oh my god.
If I had the option, I would most definitely avoid being shat on, yet when the bird initially does shit on you, there's a brief moment of warmth, and it's somewhat relaxing. Now, this is assuming you're lucky enough to get it on the arm or leg. If it's in the hair, face, or clothing, that is a completely different scenario.
There's a lot of caveats here for this opinion.
Yeah, I just want to be like, after about 5 seconds, the reality of the situation settles in. You have to be concerned with cleaning it up and hoping your clothes don't get ruined. And after all said and done, you have a moment to reflect back on the situation. It could be a lot worse. Maybe I'm just lacking some warmth and human touch or some shit. A pun definitely intended. But in all seriousness, that initial few seconds really balances out the whole situation.
There's quite a divide between, like, that could be worse and I love that.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Those things shouldn't be that close together.
Just after a hard day's work, just like, throwing boxes around or whatever I do. I just really need to relax with some nice music and some bird shit on my arms and legs.
You got a job at the Soko Band factory?
I think the large Jew is just such a he's a real glass half full guy. Like, it's just a remarkably unpleasant situation.
Yeah,
but there's
good point.
That silver lining. That's
Hey, F plus. I'm Raspini. But you might be familiar with a different Raspini. You haven't known me because I'm Raspini circa like 1775.
Okay.
So, like, don't think I'm the modern Raspini.
Okay.
But let me level with you guys.
feet are the most disgusting body part out of all of them.
Sure.
All of them. What? Yes.
Yeah.
Can you think of more? Can you think
Is
of...
this? Wait a minute. Is
actually
this
can.
Rob Liefeld?
It's not that I can't draw them. It's that they're physically disgusting.
He can't draw them. Every time he starts drawing, he's just like,
So maybe,
oh, never mind. Just
Let me draw a pouch. Let me draw a pouch.
maybe
Let me draw a pouch.
maybe the pouches are his therapy.
Okay. I don't think this is talked about often.
No, you're right. No, I
No.
never hear
Do people-
people talking about feet one way or
Do
another.
people on the internet talk about feet at all? People always say that the anus or other body orifices are the most disgusting, but I disagree.
We are always talking about that.
Constantly.
The anus, and the rest.
And the other body orifices.
And the rest.
A screed against pussies. I think feet are the most disgusting, and I can barely handle looking at my own. No, you have body dysmorphia. I hate them. Sometimes I wish I had stumps.
Oh, boy.
I always have to wear socks. I'm never nude, but for feet. But just imagine all the sweat building up when you wear shoes, and knowing that even a slight pain on your toe could mean pus or infection. It's gross to think about.
That's an interesting conclusion to come to.
Just you get a slight pain in your toe. You like stub your toe and it turns into pus, and you're like, "Well, that's normal."
I'm not bothered by it whatsoever. What's this guy's problem?
Okay, so about feet, right? Ugh, even saying the word. They've touched your bathroom floor, and they're even more dirty when you walk around barefoot in public water parks.
What? Oh.
Ugh. They're just a disgusting body part, no matter how hard you clean or treat an injury
How
on
many
them.
sores does this person have on their feet? They need to see a doctor.
but he'll touch my feet.
That's true. That's true. Every podiatrist I've ever been at wants to touch my feet.
They'd have to put this guy behind like a screen, and he could put his like leg through it so that he wouldn't have to see the guy touching his foot.
Now you're
Mormon
talking.
style.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Scholl's glory holes.
That's a fucking good name for a punk rock band, too. They're just a disgusting body part. Feet and toes get so easily infected, and they're filthy literally 24/7. And then every response to this thread is people going, "I'll jerk off 2 feet!"
Well, I mean, the word feet did appear, so they had to.
Every response, is, "Oh, feet!"
If somebody with a foot fetish doesn't reply with that when the word feet is said on the internet, they will die.
There's a sense of clockwork to the internet that's so comforting. just knowing that those things can exist. Anyway, I'm so sorry. Frank, you've got something.
Hey, I'm the real Leo.
Yep.
The backsplash of water that hits your butthole every once in a while in a blue moon after your turd hits the toilet is oddly satisfying.
I mean, not as satisfying as a bird shitting on you, but okay.
Well, let's combine them. Let's have a bird shit in a toilet and let the backsplash from that hit your
Are you thinking like a Rube Goldberg machine, like the beginning of Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
I'm pretty much
Like he
constantly
gets up,
thinking
takes a shit, and then a bird shits on his head.
You know what I'm talking about. You have this huge feeling in your stomach. You feel a shit coming and you rush over to the toilet. You squeeze hard and it come out full force into the water like a cannonball, causing backsplash onto your bum hole. It's both a disgusting and great feeling at the same time. Oddly enough, it's satisfying.
And Boots, I have just this reply from Gamanch.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hell no.
Thanks, Gamanch.
So hi, I'm really gross.
Cool. Awesome.
That feeling when you swab a Q-tip or a cotton swab in your ear after a shower is as good as an orgasm. So just here, let me set the scene.
Okay.
So right after the shower, the steam coming out of your ears, carefully touching the spot before the eardrum in the inner ear. Try for yourself. You tell me.
Lord J. Universe, have you tried stroking outwards?
Ear has to be slightly dirty, though.
You're doing one of those things wrong.
Wait, there's an outwards? I don't understand. What are these modern techniques?
I've just been shaking it back and forth.
I just heard stroking. I was just trying to figure it out. F+, what did we learn from any of this?
I'm right to not go to Reddit.
Yeah?
I clearly am not going to Reddit enough.
You gonna find some kinship, some sterling examples of humanity if you go?
Yeah, something like that.
I kind of like this idea of like it's like unpopular opinions, huh? Okay, well here we go. The shit you would have predicted.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what I really learned is that when you consider when you compare this to like the all too common offline sensation of being like, come on, what's an unpopular thing that you think? Come on, share it with everybody. Let's just all share it. Like, you also get these exact same responses.
Yeah, and also, like, I mean, again, like there is not a single popular subreddit that fucking works. Like, they're all broken.
Yeah. No.
This website sucks balls. I hate it. Like,
It's
but like,
specifically designed to not work because they found out that gets better engagement.
Right. And so it's like, oh, there's a place for unpopular opinions. Here's my dumb unpopular opinion. Ew. Cool. Well, I'm glad we had this conversation. like, and even like looking at one of the ones that we didn't read in this document is like again, Reddit being Reddit. Like, there's a guy and he's like, does taste good, and then he posts way too many words, and then he's like, I know what pika is, and no, I don't have it. No, you actually do, because you eat dust, so by definition you do have pika. That's pika. That is the definition of pika. But yeah, okay, cool. But he does, like, I love the idea that he actually, like, drags, like, dust from off of his computer fan and, like puts it into his palm like cotton candy and anything else?
It's really hard to tell the difference between the controversial and not controversial sort.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same.
Yeah. Which is very strange. That's not how that should work.
Who posts here? Like, I understand who posts the posts, but who sticks around to comment? Who are you?
I mean, I don't know. It's like that same person that's the monarchist, right? Like these people that just have like 10 years on Reddit, like post, 100 times every day, and just like cross-post to everything. Just like...
One of the respondents to the women in full armor thing is called Hentai Hercogs, and another's instant response is, "That's because you into men." So those are the people.
I mean, snap.
That's
pretty funny though, right? Like, that's because you into men. I mean, that's pretty good. Like, imagine how much money that guy makes at his social media job. Like, just tweeting out hot shit from Fuck Jerry accounts.
That's a much like meaner condemnation than I think I could possibly ever come up with.
Our website is ostfgfbl.us. We've got a forum called Ball Pit. You can go there if you feel like it. You could also go to ahoylemon.xyz. I've been trying to make this. Right now, I'm trying to make the worst news site imaginable. So, like, it's a news site that, like aggressively hates you, and it, like, is trying to rearrange things as you're clicking on them. That'll get
you've got a lot of your work cut out for you. There's a lot of competition.
No, it's true. It's true. Like, have you ever been to abc.com? Like, that's my muse.
Like, Lemon's making the New York Post.
Sucks. That's all. Bye.
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 We don't care what you think. We don't care what you think. We don't care. We don't care what you think. What you think. We don't care. We don't care what you think. Don't give a fuck. What's the appeal of a podcast? There isn't one.